yeah. Fire, fire, yeah.
Games industry websites are pushing the gender pay gap myth in streaming of all things. Streaming is pure market competition. There's no male boss keeping you down. If there's a gap, it's because people prefer one type of content over the other. Sponsors pay by audience size and reach, and that's all they care about. That is very true, because there's people who view bot. And then they take sponsorships, and those sponsorships get scammed. Like Asmon talked about it 2 years ago. I remember reading about it. Yeah. This says influencer report highlights gender pay gap in sponsored content earnings. Women earn roughly 32% less than men in the gaming sector, according to the report. A new report on sponsored influencer activations suggests a pay gap between male and female identifying creators across all video platforms, with women earning around 32% less than men. Now compare donations. Thank you. Thank you. Someone smart using their noggin. Let me address this though. I remember seeing Asmon talk about this. I didn't look into it at all. I just like glanced over it. I think it was like a clip or something. It was like a 1 minute clip. I think Grums is probably right, but I don't know if the audience preference has anything to do with it. Yeah, the last sentence is correct. Sponsors only care about size and reach. Why would they care if you're male or female? Like, just think about it for 2 seconds. From a sponsor's perspective, do you really think that their legal team and marketing team sat down and while drawing up the budget for what they'll offer streamers to advertisements from, they're like, you know what? If the streamer's female, let's just pay them 30% less. Chat, that's retarded. Like, honestly, like, in today's America, where corporal borpals are hyper politically correct, I don't think so, but, you know. I want to read the full article for context. Like, let me find it real quick. I need more info on this. Yeah, you know what? That's right. Let's pay him less.
Hi, Billy Mays here, selling you a waifu cup, only available for 2 weeks. Okay, cut the camera. Cut the camera! Don't forget to click the link in the video description below. Don't miss out! Smugglers, listen up. Breaking news. GamerSubs has extended the pre-order by 1 week. So now you have until the 28th of April. Alright, back to you, Tom.
Influence report highlights gender pay gap in sponsored content earnings. Gamesindustry.biz. Yeah. And the CEO is a known gooner. He's a very gooned out motherfucker. Alright. Found it. Let's read it for context. How about that? No more political correctness, my 2025 Merkel. Right, Okay. We read this part. The stats come from Collapster, which counts sponsored streams or a video of any length in their metrics and is based on a sample size of 2,400 gaming creators. Okay, that's a pretty large sample size. Yeah, it's moderately large. We've seen a clear disparity in collaboration rates between male and female identifying influencers in the gaming space. On average, male gaming influencers earn about $234 per collaboration, while female influencers earn roughly $160. That's a 32% gay gap. I keep fucking saying that. Gay gap? I mean pay gap. For context, if we asked Delay if the report featured any more nuanced detail on gender beyond binary self-identification, less than 1% of our users selected other as their gender during the sign-up process, so there's not much we can pull there. Yeah, okay. Highlighting Twitch as a platform, the pay gap shrinks a little according to Collapser's survey. When we narrow the focus to just Twitch, the gap closes slightly, but it's still significant. Female identifying Twitch streamers earn about 27% less than their male counterparts per collaboration. While the playing field is slowly leveling out on platforms like Twitch, the overall industry still has a long way to go toward pay equity for creators. A skill gap? Yeah, but See, that's sexist. You can't say that there's a skill gap between men and women. So they use their own user base and pretend it's relevant for all streaming? No, I think they use Twitch, from what I understand, or maybe actually you're right. Maybe it is from their own statistic. I will look into it. I need more context in this case. Okay. Delay draws attention to how the content is presented. Female creators tend to have more of a crossover content style where they might include more lifestyle sort of content into their content style. Fashion, cosplay, beauty vlogs. Most male gamers are entirely dedicated to the gaming niche. And there is less crossover into other content verticals. Quite often, men will not even reveal their face. That is very true. That is very true. That's actually very true. There are some people that will never show their face their entire content creating career. Yeah, they have no face to their, like, content. Other than the advertising medium, Twitch, TikTok, there's not much difference between the actual collabs or structured versus other collabs we see. When it comes to the gender pay gap between creators, a few factors might be at work. The gender disparity for gaming influencers on platforms like YouTube or Twitch is much less than it is on platforms like TikTok or Instagram, and with YouTube and Twitch being popular platforms for gaming collaborations, it would make sense that male gamers might get a higher share of collaboration volume. I wonder if they take VTubers into account, or if they don't even say that. I wonder if they actually take VTubers into consideration, because I know for a fact even agency VTubers get sponsorships. Probably not. Well, I don't know. Male creators also tend to have more male content creators also tend to have more focused content where they exclusively showcase gaming, blah blah blah, by being so niche, men can command higher prices. That... See, I can't say for certain, because it's like, how would you know? That's so not true. I just think this is a bit of an exaggeration, or I just don't think that's true. Command higher prices? I don't think so. Overall, there's a macro problem that women also may be discounting their services versus their male counterparts. What? You think just because I'm a girl, I'm gonna start bargaining and saying like, hey, can I get less for this? What? That is so dumb. Okay, chat. In the clip I saw, the bald man brought this up. Men have larger audiences than women. That's a fact. We literally just covered a drama about this like a month ago when Pokimane was bitching about how there's no female equivalents to like Queso, Aiden Ross, and Kai, and Speed. There's no huge female streamer, brackets, chat, brackets, remember brackets, that isn't a fucking VTuber. There's caveats to this that reaches those heights. And for the purpose of this example, the VTubers don't count because all of the massive VTubers like Iron Mouse and like all of Hololive and some other agency VTubers, like they're in Hololive, which is a corpo that does all their negotiation for ads for them. Like, you really think that those corpo VTubers are handling the ads? No, they're not. They're just streaming. So what that means is in the same way that there's a gender pay gap myth in real life because women tend to choose jobs that are lower paying, like the whole, like, than men, and then teachers and nurses versus truck drivers and engineers, they think there's like a pay gap. When in reality, in real life, if a man and a woman both become truck drivers, there is no pay gap. They're paid the same. So to extrapolate to that, what this study is likely doing by saying is like, hey, look, this is what men made from sponsorships, and this is what women made from sponsorships, and it's not factoring at all, likely, all of the males that were sponsored that had much larger audiences than the females that were sponsored. Meaning they got paid more because they get paid by number. Because larger audiences means your product gets viewed by more people. Not to mention, I doubt they're including the extra money some female streamers make on other sites. Well, this is not considering, like, collaborations. Collaboration is the word used for, like, a sponsorship. Let's not get into, like, donations versus gifted subs versus this and that. Like, I am purely talking about, like, advertising. Like, are you joking? Like, what are we really talking about here? Like, yes, women don't get as many viewers. The OF collab? That's not a collab, guys. That's not a collab. Let's not get it twisted. Also, why would, for example, gaming brands sponsor just bathtub meta streamer? Yeah, that's a good point, too. Yeah, you only get sponsored if you stream specific games. Check their page, it's a buy collab with self-set prices. Oh my god, no way, what? They only care about numbers. Chat, there was a massive drama of people view botting to get increased sponsorships. Because these people, like HelloFresh and, I don't know, maybe like Manscaped or whatever, the ones that sponsor streamers, there was a huge fucking drama of people having HelloFresh sponsorships and having 10,000 viewers, and those viewers aren't even real, and they don't check, and they still pay them out based on the amount of viewers that they see. Yes, Fextra Life. Did some guy lose a sponsorship recently for bonding 95% of his views? Yes, rightfully so! Absolutely, I think that deserves like a sponsorship revoking. It's unfair because also what the other thing you're doing is you're taking away the ad sponsorship money from like actual people. The thing that I find the most slimy about this article and the most disingenuous thing about this article is the fact that male streamers make a lot of their revenue from sponsors, like the big ones anyway. Female streamers, on the other hand, if you compare direct donations, gifted subs, and like that kind of thing, female streamers, on the other hand, blow men the fuck out of the water. And it's not even close. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Oh my god. Bless you, thank you. Yeah. Blow men. Yeah, blow men. Like, women get so much more gifted and donations. Like, compared to men. Even the most popular ones. Like, let's look. Weekly gifters, 50. Let's go to Emiru, for example. She has literally 16,000 viewers. Monthly top gifters, 500, 200, 130, 120, 100, 92, 80, 59, 57, 55. That's for Emiru, who has 16,000 viewers right now, right at this moment. Whereas Asmon has 54,000 and his weekly is 50, 25, 10, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's the top 10. He doesn't really get that many. Just comparing two very popular streamers in the same organizations, chat. Yeah. Emmy's one of the biggest females on the platform. Yeah, she's a good metric, and she's also she's not a VTuber either, so we can make a almost direct comparison. Yeah. Asmon isn't OTK anymore. You know what I'm saying, man. They're still friends. Like, you get what I'm saying, though. It wouldn't be any different if it was like 5 years ago, I'm sure, but like my point still stands. And despite all that, women get so many more gifted donations, and they're still trying to perpetuate a gender pay gap that 90% chance doesn't even exist. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they go like, no, look, here's the per capita numbers that show women get paid less per viewer. But we all know that's not gonna happen. Yeah, this is like a bait post, in my opinion. Like, let me actually look. Okay, Collapster.com, influencer marketing report. Yeah, let me just scroll through this. Marketing size, creator economy market size. It's just getting bigger apparently. Yeah. Most popular platforms for influencers. Instagram. Ugh. Okay. Can you shut up? Social media platforms with the most influencers. Instagram, UGC. What the hell is UGC? Top 10 influencer marketing. Spend distribution. United States is massive. I'm not surprised. Top 5 cities. Yeah. Top 5 city influencers in Canada. Toronto. Montreal. Vancouver. No, Vancouver's not that bad, but still. Australia. United States! United Arab Emirates and the United States and Australia and the UK. God. Can you get to the fucking point? I'm trying to find asking price versus actual price of influencer collaborations. But this is like, this is for their website. This isn't like for everyone else. Ah, here we go. Okay, influencer pay gap. Male influencers make 40% more than females. Analyzing 15,000 brand influencers. At collaborations, we found that male influencers earn an average of $83 more per collaboration, underscoring a 40% pay gap compared to female counterparts. I don't know, man. Yeah, see? $83 more per collaboration, not per viewer. It's framed on purpose. It's literally framed on purpose to make it look like deceptive. Not deceptive, but like it's influencing a way of like basically reporting this like as a fact. Disingenuous graph starts at 200 to make it look like a huge difference. Yo, thank you. Actually, this is statistics 101. They always told you that this shit, if you don't start at 0 and then you don't go all the way up, that's a bad graph. Thank you. Someone stuck to statistics in fucking college. Look at their main page. It makes sense. I connect brands with busy moms. Lifestyle minimalist creator. So they're like, yeah, this is like a sales site. Look at all these men, 100k viewers. Getting paid more than collab than these 10k viewers. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, it's about brand dealing and selling yourself. Yeah. Of course they're gonna doctor the stats they're selling a product. They're not doctoring, so to speak, they're just framing it in a very specific way that people who do not have big brains like my freaking cheesers in my chat, my little rats, my little green rats with yellow shirts, they don't have big brains and they can't deduce that this has a very specific framing. Yeah. Influencer pricing by industry, the average asking price is in the most 10 most popular niches. Vegan! Top 10 highest paid influencer niches. LGBTQ, vegan, comedy, entertainment. Whoa, what? Yo, chat, we need to rebrand. I'm gay. Can I get paid more? I'm a gay vegan. You should double your fucking asking price for me. That's so strong, man. Holy shit. It's time to rebrand. I gotta work it out. Smaller seed is leading influence. Look at you, what? Really? Influencer gender breakdown in 2025. Women continue to dominate the influencer space, making up to 72% influencer, while men account for 28%. Yeah! Because making it as an influencer as a man is hard. Yeah, nobody wants to look at men. Ew! And that's why women make less, there are more. That's not even a factor I took into consideration, actually. The oversaturation of women can lead to lower prices. That's actually like basic economics. Women destroy men in donations, gifted subs. All men have is like ad revenue and sponsorship. And it's not enough, chat. We gotta tear that down. We gotta raise women up despite them being on the exact same level. Yeah, this is fucking cringe. Opinion disregarded. This is not an honest article, chat. No, this is disingenuous. Trying to make like women look like victims for literally zero reasons. It's objectively true, man. Average yearly earnings per gender, but it doesn't show that. Can we scroll down maybe? Influencer gender breakdown by platform. Instagram, TikTok. Gender breakdown by subscribers. Market size. Ah, this one starts at 0. Interesting. Yeah, they don't show anything. Yeah, like that's literally it. It's the entire thing. Yeah. Another metric showed us one of the biggest, if not the biggest, male VTuber. Top 10 biddies doesn't break 25k. Zen top 10 has 7 people with 10k bits sent. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why do they hate men so much? I don't know. I don't want men to be hated. I don't want anyone to be hated, to be honest. Hate is such a, like, useless energy. Yeah. Yeah, they're cherry-picked stats from their own website. It doesn't even take into account, for example, Stream Elements, one of the biggest Twitch sponsorship connectors. They send me emails all the time, and we're not gonna take them into account, just your, like, own, like biased fucking connector, influencer connector bullshit. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, Asmund talked about it too. I didn't even see this. This isn't true. What I've observed, women actually make more than men per viewer and are paid a premium in many cases. Reasons for that: fewer female streamers, less competition, female streamers have a different audience and demographics, perception of inclusion. Where does the industry stand on TD streamers making 100k monthly via OF using Twitch as the hook versus men? This looks like a clickbait article, but no research to back up the wild claims. Yo, you know what? True. I think women are very blessed that there's a lot of men with good money. Because there's not a lot of women that make amazing amounts of money that are even willing to donate to streamers. Like, it's just proven.
For you.